Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome. Get on in here. Debt-free advice Fridays. I'm going to try a whole bunch of things, video reviews, Q&A Sundays, debt-free advice Fridays. Keep putting the serious stuff in members-only groups. I'm gonna do it all. I'm going to see which one sticks. I'm just throwing them all at the board. So I'm going to give you guys about 2 more minutes and 30 seconds for people to get up in here. So welcome. As soon as the 3-minute mark hit, I will introduce myself and we'll get started. Welcome. Hope you guys caught last night's show. That was one of those spontaneous moments when I feel it, then I just get on the mic and just speak it, right? Just got off the phone with a good friend. Who I love very much. Love him very much, man. And I was trying to talk to him about finances and to see it this way and not the slave way. And it went south. It just went totally south. It's crazy. It just hurts me. It hurts me, but I know that the conditioned mindset is strong. I do understand that there must be slaves for the economy to work. All right. I know that. I accept it. But I now know it's a choice. It was always a choice. It was always a choice for me to be in debt because I just chose not to trust math. So it's so simple. And it was crazy. No matter how many times I came at the math, he kept coming back to feelings. I just was like, damn, all right, I got to let him go. But anyway, catch last night's show. It'd be very interesting. What's up, Dave? What's going on? Appreciate it, Dave. I hope so, man. You guys that know, when you guys hear my voice, when I'm feeling it. That's one of those nights, man, because I just got off the phone with him and then got on the mic. So you guys can actually feel what I'm saying when I just like, damn. But I also walked away with knowing that one day, if he wakes up, he's going to be like, damn, LJ told me that back in 2020. He was saying that. That's the person I want to be. Okay. I mean, I'd rather have him wake up now, but it's just crazy to know. It's outside looking in. It's actually funny, right? It's just, when you think about it, none of it makes mathematical sense, right? I remember when I had a mortgage, I was convinced that the equity in a house that I don't own was mine. I was convinced. And I would actually add that equity value. Check this out. Oh, this is important. Listen, I know this is off, but listen. You know how people add equity and stuff like that in a house to their total net worth? Check this out. It's wrong. You don't own the equity in a house you don't own. That's impossible. How you going to get you don't have enough money for the house, right? Don't even have enough money for the house. So you got to go borrow the bank's money. And then when you borrow the bank's money, acquire the house, they immediately think the equity in the house is theirs. I don't know how the banks did that. That is absolutely brilliant. But anyway, my point is this. They be adding that stuff to their net worth. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? How many people are out here that don't even know? Check this out. Don't even know their true net worth. Don't even know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, let me get started. My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and financing everything that goes down in value and wondering why they're living paycheck to paycheck. Just like, hey, man, I just can't figure it out. You think it's that car over there that you keep financing over and over and over again? Maybe it's that car, right? They don't even know, even if you tell them. All right. Now, these are called slaves. I was a slave once. I was a slave for the first 40 years of my life. I was a slave, but I was what was called an unconscious slave. Okay. Unconscious slaves not only don't believe in math, They don't even believe in their own math, even if they did it themselves with their own fingers in a calculator. They still won't believe it. See, these are the people I help. Like right now, I know this is kind of off, but look, check this out. Do you want to know your net worth? Right now, today, log into Credit Karma and you will know your net worth. I can tell a slave that and they still won't get it. Don't even understand. So what I do, I got out of debt. I was an unconscious slave to a conscious slave. Conscious slave meaning I now trusted math and realized I was in debt. I realized that I had been a slave this whole time. So what did I do? Once I realized that, I did whatever I needed to do to change that negative number to a positive number. That's what I did by using the math that I learned in grade school. That's it. Nothing more than that. It's really not harder than that. Okay. What I do today is I help people out of the debt matrix by pointing out the things that don't make mathematical sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either, because math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math from money are feelings, how you feel about money. So it's a glitch in the debt matrix when you think you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. That's a feeling. You're not actually a homeowner. You're a loan owner. You're not a homeowner. That's how you feel. See what I'm saying? That's the difference, because it's a feeling when you know it's not mathematically true. That's a feeling. All right. I point these things out and some people wake up, but this is the transition so you guys can understand how it works from going from an unconscious slave to a conscious slave. When I speak to a wandering around unconscious slave and I say something that makes mathematical sense to them, they'll pause without even knowing they're pausing. They don't even know why they're pausing. And those of you that are listening, this is 100% verifiable true. When that light clicks, they pause. Because why? It's a disruption in the program. They don't really understand. Wait a minute. What? You're right, but they're conflicted. But the unconscious slaves will say, I don't care if the math is right. That still is not how it works. Exactly, because you're unconscious. That's why. Now, today, I'm going to help slaves out of the debt matrix for free. That's why it's called Debt Free Advice Fridays. I'm going to help you out of the debt matrix for free, because once I'm off this mic, I'm not free. So now is the time to answer all the questions you wish. How come I know you got many questions. Hey man, if everybody knew, if it was simple math, everybody would be doing exactly. I know a lot of people think that if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. And my answer to you is exactly. So why aren't they doing it? Because they don't know. They're unconscious slaves. Linnell, if it was really grade school math, everybody would be doing it. Again, exactly. Why aren't they doing it if it's so easy, like as you claim? Slaves be saying this shit all the time. They'll say it to your face. If it's that easy, everybody be doing it. Yeah. Do you hear yourself, slave? You don't even hear what you're saying, do you? It is exactly that easy. They still don't. I mean, me and my friend argued about, he really believed he owned the equity in a house that he don't own. Now, I wasn't upset with him because I know he's a programmed slave. That's why he thinks that. Or if you knew the answer, you wouldn't even say that out loud. You would never say you own the equity in a house you don't even own. You would never say that out loud. Because you automatically know you couldn't even buy the house because you didn't even have the money, so you had to get a loan. But somehow, magically, now you believe the equity in the house is yours. It doesn't even make any sense. What's up, Sal's? What's going on? If you want out of this debt matrix, nobody's holding you back. It's just you. People with money are not wishing bad luck on you. They want you to be rich too. You know why? Because there's plenty. There's plenty for everybody. It's not scarce. That's all the trick. That's all an illusion. You know why slaves fall for all them dumb, stupid, nonsense tricks? Because they live in the negative. You guys live in the negative. Don't believe me? Log into your Credit Karma. Go see your net worth. Go look at it. I know you're probably thinking, hey, Linnell, how you know it's a negative? Because I know, because it's obvious to see. Because anything in your financial life, it doesn't make mathematical sense. That means it doesn't make financial sense. If you finance a car for 84 months and you believe you got it on sale, that doesn't make mathematical sense. You didn't get it on sale. Look to the back of the 84-month, at the end of the 84-month paperwork with interest and all that other stuff they throw in there. That's what you paid. And the difference between what you paid after 84 months versus the sale price, if you go your price minus the actual sale price, you know that money right there? That's called phantom income. Phantom income. That difference between there, it's called phantom income. There are millions of people doing that. And then there's few of us that don't. The few of us that don't get that money because you guys are doing it. This is the place you can come and ask actual, real, factual answers about money, your personal finances. I promise you, I will always have the right answer, always. And before you leave, you will say, yes, you agree with me before you leave. Now, when you leave and you know I'm mathematically true and you still don't believe it, you got to pause right there. You got to ask yourself, how come I don't believe it? Though I know his math is correct. How come I don't believe it? You answer that question right, you will cross over. You answer it wrong, you'll stay an unconscious slave. Here's the right or wrong answer. The wrong answer is I don't believe mathematics. I don't believe what I'm seeing with my own eyes. I don't believe it. That's the wrong answer. That means you'll stay an unconscious slave because you don't even believe your own math. But if you look at that large negative number and say, I believe it, I believe I'm that far in debt. And then your whole life will change. You'll do whatever it takes to change that from the positive to the negative. You'll do whatever it takes legally. And that is very important part of the whole equation. You will do whatever it takes legally. And let me tell you why. Because once you're out of debt, you will 100% know that the time in your life is the most valuable thing on earth. You will immediately know this. Immediately. You will immediately know that, and nothing will come above it. Nothing. So you'll look at things that, hey, if I sell drugs and I get caught, I lose 10 years of my life. Yeah. Oh, hell no. I ain't doing none of that. For some green paper? Mm-mm. I ain't doing none of that. Nope. You will know that right away, and you won't even take that chance, but you'll do whatever it takes to get out of debt. That's when you'll cross over. But if you go on continue believing that you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, you're a slave, a very unconscious one too, especially the one that believes they own the equity in a house they don't even own. You are 100% completely unconscious slave. When you walk around here openly talking about you just financed a cell phone out in the open, you have no idea. You have no idea people like us are standing around you. You do have no idea. You're just talking. Oh yeah, I got a great deal, man. I only paid $50 a month for this phone. You unconscious slave. You're an unconscious slave. You're financing a cell phone? Wait a minute. You can't even afford to buy a phone. And 9 times out of 10, you probably got a matching finance watch. Those are unconscious slaves. Is that you? Is that you? Telling people you got to have a new phone every single year? I bet you do, slave. You're trapped in an endless loop. Nobody tells you, hey, man, you run like a rat on a wheel. You ever hear that analogy of somebody running on a rat wheel and can't get out. That's the loop. I'm trying to tell you. You get so deep, you owe so much on a phone, you owe so much on a car. Once you owe more on something than what it's worth with finances charges, now you're stuck in a loop. That's the wheel. You create the wheel. Now you're borrowing to pay other things because check this out. When you're in the negative, you're always borrowing. Everything you do, everything you buy is borrowed money, borrowed money. I'm in debt. I am in zero debt and I still look for discounts and great prices. Like you said many times, the car isn't worth 100K. That's just a high price tag for slaves. Exactly. I always look for deals. You got to understand when you're out of debt, things do not cost the same as for slaves. If we go and buy something for $30, it's $30 plus tax. But for you, you're in debt. So what the $30 is 100% borrowed with finance charges on top of it, plus tax. You can't see it because you don't know. You're in the negative. So when we spend $30, it's $30. But for you, everybody's price is different. Nobody's price. Anything you buy with slaves buy, you guys, I know you guys see with your eyes that it's one price for all, but it's not. Each of you guys pay a different price for that item. Whatever you're buying, it doesn't matter. Because you're in the negative. You're borrowing money at different interest rates. None of your interest rates are the same. So that's impossible for everything to cost the same price. You're slaves. You guys don't know that. You guys are slaves. They says I'm in credit groups on Facebook. So many people in there are buying homes now and talking about they are now homeowners. I can already tell they're getting raked over the coals at least because last month they had 500 plus credits. Wow. If you just bought a house in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, especially if you got a subprime, I want you guys to listen to this closely what I'm saying. If you bought a house with a subprime mortgage in the middle of a never seen before worldwide economic pandemic, you are a very, 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 very unconscious slave. You're totally unconscious. You have no idea what you're doing or what you have done. You have no idea. Not a clue. And when I say it this way, I'm not saying like the banks did anything to you. Okay. They didn't trick you. All right. Don't fall for that. Slaves speak like that. Banks are not tricking anybody. You know the difference between banks and you? Banks believe in mathematics. Slaves don't. That's the only difference between you and a bank. That's it. Nothing. They're not doing anything to anybody. All you got to do is look at the math. Like if I went to go buy a house and they said, "Hey, yeah, now is the time, and this FHA mortgage will work for you," I would look down and see and clearly see it doesn't make any mathematical sense, and I would look back up at them and say, "Are you insane?" None of that math would make sense. But here's the difference between you and I. They would already know that if I went to ask for a mortgage, they would one look at my credit report. They would know that I know. And I'm going to tell you why. It would be all zeros, not the credit score, because credit score really ain't got shit to do with it. All right. Not the credit score, the entire report, one page, not several pages, not like 6, 7 pages, 8. Some people probably got 10, 11 pages, one page with all zeros. One look at that, they would not dare insult me with anything less than the absolute best mortgage out throughout the United States of America. Period. They would know. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's not in debt. He's not a slave." And that's obvious. But let me tell you something. If you're listening in the background, if you go to the bank with a student loan older than your children asking for a mortgage, they are going to financially abuse you. because they're going to know right away if you haven't paid off a 20-year student loan, you're definitely not going to pay off a house in 30. You're not ever. It's on top of that, except the FHA, a subprime mortgage on top of that, you are so buried deep in, you have not a clue that you're that deep in. You will never pay off the house. They will always own the house the whole time while you're just simply calling yourself one. They own it the whole entire time, right in your face. They're not hiding it from you. All you got to do is just do the math, and you clearly see that you don't own the house. It's not really that difficult. What's up, Steven? What's up, Cosmic? LJ having those late night sessions sometimes. What's up, James? L says, does a home loan get affected if the PMI gets taken out? If you have PMI, you couldn't afford the home in the first place. Only slaves accept PMI. If you got PMI in your mortgage right now, which is called private mortgage insurance, or AKA mortgage insurance and premiums, if you have that in your loan, you're a slave, because only slaves would give away their money like that. Slaves do that. If you have a subprime mortgage, you're a slave. This is the type of advice that I'm going to give you for free to get you out of that, so you don't have to be a slave, so you won't be doing stuff like that and wondering why you're living paycheck to paycheck. Life is not expensive. It's only expensive for slaves. I'm giving you, this is the advice I'm giving you to, here's the link if you want to jump up here. I'm giving you free advice. All you got to do is, you don't even have to believe me. Listen, when I'm giving you the advice where to look, all you got to do is believe mathematics. That's it. And then you'll be free. That's it. If you want to know your true net worth, log into your Credit Karma and look at that large negative number. That's your net worth. They're showing it to you. You just can't see it. I'm pointing it to you. It's not really complicated. You don't have to hire anybody. Just log into your Credit Karma and see. Then you'll know what you're worth. Now, here's the hard part. The number that you see, you have to believe it. Once you believe it, you'll be free instantly. You'll be instantly free. No, the debt is not going to be paid off. The debt is the aftermarket. You have to believe it in your mind first. Once you look at that large negative number, say, damn, that's how much I'm worth today. Yeah, you believe it, and you're going to do whatever it takes to change that from a negative to a positive. That's what you're going to do. What's up, Dale? What's going on, man? Most people keep trying to climb the housing ladder, applying the equity when they sell to more expensive house with a higher payment. Exactly. That's all they do. They just repeat the process. Hey, slaves, that's why, let me tell you something, okay? So you guys can understand something. That's why once you get out of debt, people's houses won't impress you. People's cars won't impress you. If they're making payments, if they're making mortgage payments, they're no different than you. They're just making bigger payments. That's the only difference between you and them. They are making bigger payments. They're making bigger payments than you. That's it. You guys are the same. You don't own anything. It doesn't matter what house you're in. I am, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. That's only good. L, this is what I want you to do. I want you to add up all your savings, add up all your debt, your mortgage, student loans, all that. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. When you see that amount, I want you to tell me, are you living paycheck to paycheck? Because right now you seem to think you're not. So add up your savings, add up your debt, and then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. And then you tell me, are you living paycheck to paycheck? LJ, forget it. I'm getting a house with 3% down. I don't care if I have to pay PMI and check and mate. I'm going on mute. Yeah, right. Exactly. 3% down. They're gonna do it anyway. I'm becoming a homeowner. I don't care what you say, LJ. Okay. And when you got and if this is you and you're listening, you see that and you say, I don't give a shit what LJ say. I'm gonna do that. You guys are important. Thank you. By you doing that, it's important that you do that. It's important that you believe you're a homeowner with 3% down with a subprime mortgage. That is very important to the economy. I promise you. So when somebody says that to me, I, I'm not upset about that. That they're not taking my advice because both are important, right? It just counts on which side you want to be on. Do you want to be on the slave side or you want to be on the free side? That's it. I thought it meant primary mortgage insurance. Private? No, is it private? Private mortgage. I think it's called private mortgage insurance. But anyway, PMI is for slaves. Okay, so yeah, just think about it that way. What's up, live? What's going on? How's Herbert? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Very good question. What's up, Hey, Kirkland? What's going on, man? PMI, private mortgage insurance. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I got 35K as my FU fund at the moment. No school loans. You don't have a mortgage or anything? You don't have a mortgage or anything like that? I thought you mentioned a mortgage. Sal says, I need my slave to continue buying at retail with interest. Exactly. Slaves are, you guys, slaves are important. If you're thinking, again, the reason why I use curse words because I want you guys as that know how important it is, right? If you say, fuck you, Linnell, the equity in the house is mine. I want you guys to understand why I use the curse word because that's important. They really believe they own the equity in the house that they don't own. That's important. That's important that they believe it that strongly. I got a dose of that last night personally. He believed that the equity in the house that he don't own was his. He meant that shit. Oh man, what if I sell it and then I get the money that I get? I mean, damn, you're in the house for like 15, 20 years and you really believe you're making a profit on the sale of a house? That's, man, that when I hear shit like that, that blows my mind. That blows me away. That blows me away. That is crazy, man. This is what I do to help you get out of the debt matrix. I don't want you walking around here saying things like that in front of people like us. You guys have no idea what you're saying when you say it. You guys, when you're in debt, put it this way. If you've been in debt all your life, I promise you, with every thread in my every bone in my body, you only speak debt and you don't know you are. How do I know this? I did it. Now that I'm debt free, I'm like, damn, I said all that same stuff. Yep, sure did. Out in the open, LJ, out in the open. Thinking that you got a car on sale when you're financing it for 72 months. You really believe you got it on sale. You said that to all your friends. Oh man, I got a deal. When you 72 months? No, you didn't. You financed a depreciating thing, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, depreciating. And you financed it. Oh, that is so embarrassing. I do have a mortgage, but I've been listening to you a lot lately. Thank you. I know I don't own my house yet. Yeah. So that's why you add up all your things, including your mortgage. That's your net worth. So when you believe you got money sitting somewhere, you think, oh, I got a nest egg, a FU fund of 20,000. All you got to do is 20,000 minus your mortgage equals your real nest egg. And then you'll realize that it's not 20,000. It's not 20 anything. It's negative. I keep reiterating this part. I'm 99% free. 99. The only reason why I'm 1% because I don't own where I live yet. I don't own where I live yet, but I will. And when I say own, not a mortgage, I own it. It's mine. The only thing I'm paying on it is taxes. That's it. The bank will have no involvement in my life at all. Check this out. Slaves believe that bank involvement in their financial lives is normal. That's what slaves believe. They believe it's normal to have the bank in your life. No, it's not, slave. No, it's not. Maybe when it comes to business loans, yes, but personally, the answer is no. In any form. In any form. Business, yes. Personally, no. And I promise you this, slaves, you get out of debt, you will know this, and they will know this too. The banks will know this. They know what people that know. They know what their credit reports look like. You've never seen it. You have no idea what that looks like, but the banks do. Live says, I recently paid off a loan, took out my 403B earlier this week. I requested a 403B CARES Act, wow, max withdrawal to pay off some other debt. Was that the right move? Fuck yeah, that was the right move. Hell yes, that was the right move. Believe that. And right now is the time to do it. You get to use without penalty. You get to do that without penalty. If that was me, I would have pulled it all, every single penny out and paid off all my debt. Paid it off. Believe that. Because I promise you this, live, once all your debt's paid off, I want you to see how fast your money is going to stack with each paycheck. It's going to make your head spin. Your money is going to stack so fast. You'll have whatever you're pulling out of your 403B or whatever, you'll have that back so fast. Oh my God, so fast. Your head's going to spin. Don't worry about, oh my God, what about retirement in the future? Nah, you create the future right now, today. So by making that move right now, you just plugged a hole of interest rates that were just taken out of your money. Those are holes in your interest are holes in your bank account. By paying that money off, now you have no leaks. You just plugged up some holes in your bank account. That's it. Congratulations, man. Proud of you doing that. Now, this is Debt Free Advice Fridays. Do you guys have any questions? Do you want to be free? If you want a consultation, just go to my website, sign up at your own leisure, and we'll get started. There's my Cash App. Again, so if you want to get up on the panel, you can ask me some questions, and maybe have a question of me. What should you do? What you should not do? And I only give advice regarding personal finances. Nothing outside of personal finances, okay? Nothing. Just personal finances. Dale says the conditioning is powerful. Even after I had paid off a paid off house and a large savings account, I had a hard time believing I could stop working. That's the push, Linnell. Thanks for the push, Linnell. Yeah, man, you're welcome, Dale. You know, and like I always say, Dale, you know what's so crazy? I had to do it first, right? Or there was no way you would have believed me. Somebody telling you, hey, man, you need to quit your job, but the person telling you hasn't quit their job. That don't even make sense. You see what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, man, in order to be free, you got to quit your job. You'd be like, do you still have a job? Yeah, but I'm telling you to quit your job. You'd be like, oh, hell no, you wouldn't even believe me. So I had to do it myself. and not some just petty job. That was my career. My last job, I was making $160,000 a year. Okay. That's my job. That was gross, by the way. Okay. Let me make sure you understand that. That was gross. Saying gross is very important. Okay. That was 160 gross. And I quit. I said, this ain't for me. They said, what you gonna do? I said, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But now look at me. And now I'm here on the mic talking to who knows how many people I'm reaching now. I'm telling you, man, you come to this SMD family. We'll change your life. Your whole life is gonna change to something so unbelievable. You're gonna just be it's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, oh my God, this was in front of me the whole time. Yes, it was, and it still is. You're just on the other side of it. I swear to God, it's like looking through a glass pane window. You just flipped. First, you're on one side. Like for the slaves, you're looking at a mirror. This is the best analogy. I want you to see something. For slaves, when you look at the economy, you're looking at a mirror. Imagine looking at a mirror and all you see is you. But once you believe in math, you cross the other side, you realize it's actually a one-way mirror. We're looking at you through this mirror, looking at you. You guys can't see us because all you see is yourselves. That's it. That's glass you're looking at. That's a mirror. Is it two-way or one-way? Two-way mirror? Well, you know what I mean. Just like that, like you're in the imagine being in the police precincts and they got the people, the sergeants, everybody behind the glass looking at you. That's how we're looking at you. You guys just all do. It's crazy as I'm imagining this as I'm talking to you about it, right? It's amazing just watching you guys do what you're doing. We're just looking at you. You guys all do the same things. You just all finance cars and phones and believe the equity in houses are yours. You guys just all do the same shit over and over and over again. And just cannot figure out why you're living paycheck to paycheck. Think it got something to do with somebody. Oh, maybe it's your relationships, or maybe it's the way you live and all this other stuff. It's just crazy. When all you got to do is just believe in mathematics. That's all you got to do, and realize you're looking in a mirror. You're looking at yourselves. I'm trying to tell you. It's like it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's because you don't believe in mathematics when it comes to your money. That's the answer. All you got to do is believe your own math, and then you get to come on the other side. You'll be behind the glass looking out, and then they can't see you. You guys, slaves, you guys can't see us. If you're listening to me and you just not believing all F him, all that, but then you stop and think, but is his math right? And the answer is yes, you're looking at a mirror. You're seeing yourselves. You're seeing everybody around you that's doing the same things. You guys are all looking at yourselves. Jane says, QLJ, I'm considered a business debt slave for having some debt on some of my real estate. Isn't that crazy? No. Business debt and personal debt are two totally different things. But I promise you this, slave, if you have personal debt and business debt, I guarantee you treating your business debt just like your personal debt. You can't see something. You're missing a bigger. That's why you're probably not financially successful, because you're missing a bigger piece of the picture. You can't see it when you're in debt. I'm going to say this one more time so you can understand this. You're not going to treat your business finances better than your personal finances. You're going to treat finances outside of yourself better than the finances you treat for yourself. No, you're not. And your business is going to show it. That's why anybody that I look and consider business with or whatever, I got to see their personal credit report. Their personal credit report is going to tell me how they're going to treat the business finances, because I know for a fact they're not going to treat business finances better than their personal finances. That's an automatic. What's up, Amina? What percentage am I? I'm a loan owner. I say, man, hey, if that's your last debt, 1%, you pay that house off, you're free. And you got to remember, once you pay that house off, the house pays you it pays you returns every single month for the rest of your life. Why? Because you will no longer have something that the millions of people will have for the rest of their lives. That's rent, and or mortgage for the rest of their lives. And you will not have it. So what does that mean? That house pays you back every single month. You hear the way I'm saying that? I am 1% from being 100% free. I don't own where I live. That's it. Once I do that, I am 100% free. You guys don't even get it. A paid off house is one of the best things you could ever do for your financial life. It makes so much sense. Living expenses is the largest expense in a person's financial life. You pay your house off, you have just eliminated it. It's gone. Period. Poof. Mm, mm, mm. What's up, Amina? Our cart. Thank you, Nicer. Shout out to A. Kirkland for $4.99 super chat. You my dude, man. I appreciate you, man. I want you to be free, man. Do something. Pay your house. Listen, I want you to listen to this closely. Do something that millions and millions of people cannot. Pay your house off. That move alone not only benefits you, it puts you financially ahead of all of those millions of people, and it puts you every month. It puts you further by having a paid off house. Every month that goes by, you keep getting further and further and further ahead of slaves. Why? Because they refinance their house, pull out the equity that they think is yours, that they borrow the interest rates. It don't even slaves. They don't even make sense. If it's your equity, why are you borrowing it at an interest rate? Does that make sense? Slaves don't even get it. Paid off house. Mina says, I got invited by by a slave to go to Atlantic City, and I turned it down because I don't have the money. I was called I was called boring. Ain't that funny? You know, so crazy. When I was talking to my friend, Amina, this is what's weird, because you kind of can tell the jealousy. It surprised me, right? But he said, "Oh man, L, you ain't got that kind of money anyway." Because when I asked we was gonna go on vacation, you said you don't have the money for it. I was like, "Well, yeah, I did say that, but I didn't say I didn't have money. I said I don't have money for that." Oh man, now you're changing it. I was like, "No, I'm not changing it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to go on that because I don't have the money for that." Oh man, it's crazy. You're bored. The slaves will call you all kind of names. They want you to be in slavery with them. How come you don't want to be a slave? How come you don't want to be a slave? They don't know they're saying that. Yeah, thank you, Antoine. Aliens are not boring. They just think we're boring. Amina, I'm boring all the time then. Hope that this doesn't sound like a dumb question, but what is the purpose of knowing your tax bracket, and how does one calculate their tax bracket? Just look at the amount of money that you made in the year, and then go look at the tax bracket. It's not, but remember, it's not calculated like that. I'm just First you go look at your gross income, and see where it's at on the tax bracket, right? You go look single file or whatever, right? But understand this, But if you're say like you're in the 24th percentile tax bracket, right? When you go look, your whole your whole gross income is not taxed at 24%. It's like staggered. I forgot the exact name it's called, but it's a certain percentage here, and then a certain percentage here, and then whatever remainder is in the $24,000 tax bracket, that's what you're taxed at 24,000. That's how it works, right? But when you're in debt, you don't know the importance of tax bracket because you don't know what tax bracket you're in. Okay. So that's like when you're in debt, you don't really care what you always, and I remember when I was in debt, I didn't really care what my tax bracket was because when I was in debt, I thought you got to remember, listen, slaves will brag about their tax bracket. Like they will think it's something bad. I mean, very, very noted if they're in a high tax bracket. Oh man, I'm tax high because I'm in the highest tax bracket, but they don't understand what they're saying when they say that. That's not something to be proud of that you say out loud. Hey man, my tax bracket's high because that's not what you want. You want to make a lot of money, but not in a high tax bracket, and not, but at the same time, not be in a high tax bracket. That can be done. That's done all the time. You can have lots of money and not be in a high tax bracket. Yes, you can do that. But when you're in debt, you can't. When you're in debt, you can't do that. That's impossible. That's mathematically impossible. What's up, El Marshall? I'm not boring at all. You see me. Do I sound like a boring alien? No, I'm on the mic all the time. Getting better and better. I remember when I started this channel, man, they were like, hey, El, man, you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't do this. You should do that. I was like, what? Don't do it like you? Oh man, you shouldn't call people slaves. They are slaves. What are you talking about? The borrower is slave to the lender. What am I saying that's insulting? I don't even get it. Slaves know that saying, the borrower is slave to the lender. They know they're slaves. If you have a mortgage right now, if you're listening, think about the statement. The borrower is slave to the lender. So if you have a mortgage, the bank is the lender and you are the slave. What is there to be insulted about something when you know what it is? That doesn't make any sense. I go on shopping sprees and take trips just a swipe of the card, check it made. I'm going on mute now. Ivy says, I don't have the money for a Big Mac because that purchase would be a waste of money to me. I'll say it out. I'll say it loudly. I cannot afford I cannot afford a Big Mac. Yeah, I get it. And he said, "Oh man, I thought you. Oh, look at you switching it up." I said, "I'm not switching up what?" He said, "El, why are you getting upset?" I said, "I'm not getting upset." I said, "I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not switching." I said, he said, "Why are you getting upset?" I said, "I'm not switching up anything. What are you talking about?" Then I go, okay. I said, okay, listen. I said, if math didn't exist, would we have the ability to count money if math didn't exist? He said, oh Lord, where are you going with this? Where am I going with what? I don't get it. I'm asking you a question. I said, if math didn't exist, we wouldn't have the ability to count money. We wouldn't know how to count it. We would just pick up a stack of money and just look at it because math doesn't exist. So if math exists, that means they're one. Yes, but you're a conscious slave. That's the difference. You're a conscious slave, Antoine. You're not an unconscious slave. You are a conscious slave, turning that knows the direction to be not no longer a slave at all. I acknowledge that I have 1% slave on me right now. I'm 1% slave right now. 1%. I will not be free until I own my house. So that's my goal, to own my house. No, I'm not financing a house. I'm not going into a 30-year mortgage. No, I'm buying it. It will be bought as foreclosure, tax lien, something. I'm not paying full price for anything. Nothing. You know how many available houses there are going to be over the next 3 to 5 years? You guys have no idea what's coming. There's going to be so many houses available, so many. Shout out to Antoine A. Kirkland Dorsey for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Being called a slave is the best thing that ever happened to me. Ain't that the truth? You guys don't even get it. I started calling myself a slave. Before I started calling everybody else a slave, I started calling myself a slave. I've been like, damn, I was a slave the whole time. Yep, you were a slave, Linnell. You were a slave. You were a slave to that car, several cars throughout your life. You were a slave through several houses that you had, multiple credit cards, student loans. You were a low down, dirty slave and didn't even know it. Every paycheck, check this out. Every paycheck, if you're in debt, every paycheck you get is accounted for. Every dollar in that paycheck is already accounted for. You are just a middleman. It's crazy. James says, after my pastor's funeral, his family got together for a cookout. They all had nice finance cars. I pulled up in a $1,200 car. They asked me to purchase their Cadillac. I laughed, said, no thanks, purchase their Cadillac. Trying to get out of them payments. Slaves think they balling. They sure do. They think they balling too. Ooh. Slaves think they are balling. They believe if they get a new car that they're making payments on, they really believe that shit is theirs. And they believe they could afford the car, even though they logically understand the very reason why they're making payments, because you couldn't afford the car. Only slaves pay more for something than what it's actually worth over time too. Not just, hey, I paid $2,000 over Blue Book value. No, no, no. You guys pay thousands. It's actually unlimited because you guys trapped yourself in the loop. Oh, you did? Okay. All right. All right. Let me go over here. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Just got it. Thank you for the what is that called? Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. The real info. That's where you get it right here, man. Right here. For free today. Well, we're gonna cut it off here pretty soon because they gotta do some other things. But this is the time to ask questions. This is the time. Just a second, send a quick text. What's up, SOBC? What's going on? Juan says, bought a car cash with my dad for my mom. Salesman was like, why? We can give you a great APR like we were weirdos. Like we were weirdos. I low-key smiled inside. Exactly. I bet you do want me to finance it. Why pay cash when you can finance? Exactly. Just talk. You see the way they talk to you slaves? You guys don't even get it. Why spend your money when you can finance? Because you know why? Because you guys have no money. You guys actually believe if you finance it, you're actually keeping the money that's in your bank account or in your pocket under your mattress. It doesn't matter where it's at. It doesn't matter. He said, oh, I forgot to, he said, I'm negative $380,000 rich. That's what I'm talking about, man. Once you say that proudly, I know it's weird I know it's weird for slaves for somebody to proudly say the negative number of debt they're in. I know it's weird. They got to blow debt. Hey man, how much is your net worth? Negative 380,000. They'll be like, what the hell is wrong with that dude? How will they start looking at you? Like an alien. That's how they look at us. Why is he proud to display his negative net worth? Yeah, slaves. Why? Because you guys are scared to. You guys, half slaves don't even know how much debt they're in, nor do they care. Can you? Sometimes I'll think back when I was a slave. I didn't never actually cared to even know how much debt I was in. It didn't even cross my mind. I just thought, whatever. I had not a clue. I couldn't even. Let me tell you something. I couldn't even imagine that shit today. Not have a clue of how much debt I was in, just walking around on Earth, just enjoying going on vacations and enjoying fun weekends and high price dinners, and not having a clue of how much debt I was in, just racking up the credit card like it's nothing, like an unconscious slave. Mm, I can't even imagine that shit today. Ooh, I couldn't even imagine that. If you're, I'm telling you, if you don't know how much debt you're in, you are an unconscious slave. If you don't have any plans of paying off your student loan debt, you are an unconscious slave. And if you, and I was thinking about this the other day, if you're like my age, you're like, I'm 50, okay? And you got like $200,000 in student loan debt, and your job is nothing, and you lost your job, and you can't even get in the career that you went to college for. Hmm. I feel for you guys, man. I do. I don't know what you're gonna be able to do. I have no idea what you're gonna be able to do. You would have to, in order to come out of that, you would have to do something so spectacular to get out of that kind of debt at this age. You would have to do something so spectacular in this. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, right? But you would have to do it. It would have to be big because you don't have enough time. $200,000 in student loan debt and climbing with interest. Oh man, I'm telling you, man. I hope you guys hear that in my voice. I feel, and if you're in your 20s and 30s and you guys got student loan debt, pay that shit off. It's nothing. I know it seems like a lot to you when you're at that age. Pay it off now. You start now. Go ask your parents. Hey, mom, dad, you guys got student loan debt? And then when they say yes, I want you to think, why is that? I want you to think, how do we have this nice house and car and they got 20 and their student loan debt is older than me? That's what you got to say to yourself as a young person coming up right now. Your parents love you. I'm not saying that they're not doing anything purposely to hurt you, okay? They're surrounding you with what they've been told. Hey, we have to have a nice house, a nice car, and all this other stuff. That's how we raise our kids. But then in the same note, I want you to ask them, hey, do you got student loan debt? And if they say yes, you got to think something's wrong. That doesn't make sense. How is it possible that we're living the way we're living and my parents' student loans are older than me? How is that possible? It's not. That's mathematically impossible. So as a young person that may be hearing this, I want you to understand something. Everything you see is an illusion. It's a mathematical illusion. None of it's real. None of it is yours or theirs. If you hear what I'm saying, never do that. You got student loan debt, you pay that off first before you buy anything. You pay that off first. I don't care what your friends are doing, if they're going on vacation, kicking it every weekend, whatever. Those are slaves. They're partying, they're doing whatever. They're just unconscious. They have no idea what they're doing or saying. They think student loan debt is no big deal. Sure will for their whole entire life. That's how they'll think. And then on top of that, they'll get mortgages, credit cards, car payments. They're buried so deep they have not a clue. Not you. Don't do that. I wonder how many people do track their debt. Cosmic, I bet you hardly any. I guarantee you, the majority of slaves have not a clue of how much debt they're in. None. You know why? Because you got to think about it this way. Think about it this way, Cosmic. They're so deep. They're calculating interest. They're calculating net worth with the equity in a house that they don't even own. It's just crazy. So you know all their numbers will go. They're going to be totally off, and they won't even know it. Won't have any idea. Like, if you're investing and you're in debt, you're really not investing because you have no money to invest. So it's impossible. So whatever money that you think you're earning in the stock market, you're not. Why isn't it? Because you had no money from the beginning to even give to invest in anything. You live in the negative. So your net worth, if you're a slave, your net worth is not what you think it is. You know what your net worth is? Log into Credit Karma. That's your net worth. It's all it's all calculated for you. You guys don't even need it. You don't need somebody to gather all your information as like an accountant. All you got to do is log into your Credit Karma and see your net worth. All the information is gathered for you. Never to be lost, ever. It's in a safe place. You ever hear, check this out. You ever hear of hackers hacking the credit bureaus? You ever hear about that? That never happens, right? Of course it's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. They're never going to be able to hack the credit card companies, the credit report betas, and start messing up people's. That'll never happen. People cracking the credit report agencies? No, that's never going to happen. Never will. That's too important. That's how they keep track of you slaves. You guys don't even get it. Start messing around trying to change your social security number. Oh, that's another one. They're going to spank you with that one too. You better believe that. Ain't nobody hacking that database either. Believe that. Those are very important. Those are very important things. That's how they keep track of their slaves. Eight, 2020, negative 119 rich, 20, negative 17 rich. Progress, exactly. Progress. Look at that. That's the shit right there, man. Aliens will look at him like, what? You're displaying that you're broke? Sure am. Yep, sure am. Dale says, imagine how far your children can go if they get the proper programming at an early age. Man, they'll all be successful because they'll know exactly what to do. You know how many slaves are in business? You guys think there's a lot. See, this is the problem with people that don't understand that live in the debt matrix. Even in business, they don't understand that there are slaves that live in business. Once you're out of debt, you'll see them. They're obvious to spot because they speak debt. Even in business, they speak debt. Then you'll know right away with their personal life. You'll see how they live their personal lives and what they say. And then you'll automatically know that their business will be the same. Their business finances will be the same way. Why? Because their personal finances are. They start, check it out. They do the same pattern. People, slaves have a pattern. You guys don't know you have a pattern. Your pattern is that you don't trust mathematics, but you don't know you don't trust mathematics, but that's your pattern. So when you go into business, same as personal, say like your business starts going under, guess what the first thing you're gonna start doing? This is what you guys do. You start cheating on your taxes. That's what you start doing. That's a pattern. That's in this. I want you guys to understand something, slaves. It's obvious to see that pattern coming. You guys do things that will eventually add up to that because you're so focused on showing the outside world that you're doing it and doing it and doing it. On the back end, you start cheating, and then the next thing you do, you're going to start cheating on your taxes, and that's when it's going to be a very big problem. Because you guys don't understand that's the backbone of the whole system. That cannot be fucked with. Nah, no. It's not taxes that are keeping you down. It's you. Once you get out of debt, you will see taxes are your friends. Taxes help you build wealth. It doesn't take away wealth. No, only slaves believe that. It's not. No, it doesn't. Because if people were not forced to participate, it wouldn't exist. Slaves are broke. They must be forced to participate, or else they wouldn't. Because they think taxes are the things that are keeping them down. They believe taxes are the ones why they can't get ahead. No, it's you. LJO, I was at a function talking to the males about real estate, but all they could talk about was the new Jordans and LeBron shoes. Frustrated, frustrated alien. I know. You guys, slaves, you guys that have no idea, when you guys start slave splaining, it sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard. When you start talking about even this economy is changing. I mean, you guys, slaves have no idea what's changing around them. You guys don't even realize the whole economy is changing. While you guys are talking about football teams and the brand new Jordans and the new iPhones, the whole entire economy is changing around you and you're not even paying attention, not even looking. You're just walking around, hey man, I can't wait till things get back to normal. Oh man, why are they making us wear masks? And why some stores, those are all distractions, you guys, for you not to be paying attention to what's really going on. The whole economy is changing. You guys not even paying attention. Listen to I'm gonna say something to you so you guys can understand, and I want you to listen to my voice. I am never ever going back to a 9 to 5 job ever. I am never giving up 40 hours a week plus of my life for a job. Ever. I'm never going ever. Do you know why that is? I mean, do you hear it in my voice? It's not, I'm not rich. You don't have to be rich not to have a job. Okay. That's a myth. That's a lie. Okay. That's a trick. Time is the most important thing in your life. You know what the goal is? This is the goal. Nobody told me this, but this is the goal. I wish somebody would have said this. Linnell, yes. What is the goal in life? To own the time in your life. You do whatever it takes, you figure it out. What would it take to own 100% of the time in your life? What's that? Now take off. Go figure it out, Linnell. Then I would have walked through life. I would have been like, okay, if I finance something, that means I'm obligating myself, so that would take more time at work. Okay, I'm not doing that. Oh man, let's see. If I go out and sell drugs, if I get caught, I'm gonna lose 10 years of my life. Oh, nope, not doing that. If somebody just told me that, I would have figured it out early. Wait a minute. Okay, okay. And I would examine everything. That's how I live my life today. I live my life by anything I spend the money on something that saves me time. I don't get something get something cheap and say, I'm gonna just do this. No, which item is gonna save me the most amount of time? This item, that's what I'm getting. Oh, that's like $1,000. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Because if it's cost that much, it means it's gonna be built well, it's gonna be do what it's gonna say for the long period of time. That's what I'm buying. Thank you, Live, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Omar says, speak to the mortgages. Is 100% down, no mortgage the only way? You to buy a house. Now listen to the words I'm saying, okay? The only way to buy B-U-Y, buy a house is with cash, your own money. That's the only way to buy a house. Anything outside of that is called financing. Okay. And the reason why a person finances, the reason why a person makes payments is because they couldn't afford to buy the house in cash. That's it. Nothing too complex. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Gabriel? Yep, I do that same thing. Quality products over quantity. Same thing. I do that, man. I do quality products now. And it saves me. You guys don't even get it. It saves you so much time. When you're in debt, you hesitate because of the high price. You do. You hesitate. You go, oh, man, that's expensive. Yeah, to you. But if that thing saves me some time, it shaves an hour off something that I'm doing, I'm buying that. Believe that. I'm buying that. Like, for example, let me give you an example. Like my girlfriend, her started her business. We were printing the shipping labels out on the printer. Right. And then we would cut it out and then tape it on the box and blah, blah, blah. And then I came across this Dymo printer, this Dymo label printer. This thing don't use no ink. And it used professional stick-on labels. Man, that thing's like it was like $300, $200 or $300. I was like, it's gonna do what? No ink, and it's gonna print out 20, 40 labels at a time, and I just stick them. Yeah, I said I'm going for that. That's what I'm buying. That thing alone has saved me so much time. This little old box, you don't think it's worth that much money. You're like, it's made of plastic and this and that, because it's designed to save you time. It's not designed the way it looks. Don't worry about it. The mechanics are in there, are used to. They're probably built for $300-400 machine. Okay, cool. This label says, hey, by the way, only use our labels, and of course their labels are more expensive than the other labels. I say, okay, I'm just using your labels. There's a reason why you're telling me that, so I'm gonna do it. James Sandman says everything LJ is saying is fact. People cheating on taxes and people walking around asleep is 100% true, wanting to shine for the other slaves. Yep. Slaves think IRS audits are random. They really believe that they're random. No, you slaves have a pattern. You guys cheat on your taxes. Your pattern is you don't believe in mathematics. And if you don't believe in mathematics, that's going to show obvious on your taxes. It's going to put it this way. Say it like this. Say like you start a business, right? And like logically, you understand that you have to pay taxes. Okay. Logically, you do. You just know. But say like your business going and you start making a lot of money, and then you start going out financing shit. You go finance a better car. Meanwhile, you're not paying your taxes on your business, right? You go financing a car, and then you go get a bigger house or whatever. They let you bury yourself. They let you bury yourself about 3 years. Good solid 3-4 years. Counts on how much money you're making, right? And then when they come knocking on the door, you're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up with you? Haven't paid no taxes. You know you got to pay taxes on that." Oh man, I didn't know. Now a slave, you guys don't understand that ignorance is no place. If you can't say you didn't know, and then you financed a new house and a new car and jewelry and vacations, and you finance it all, and then you tell the IRS that you didn't know. That's obviously that you did, because you spent all this extra money that you knew you had to pay taxes on. Now you're going to be owing more than what you could have been paying had you been following the rules. That's all you got to do is just follow the rules. SavingsMinus says, yeah, I just ordered one. I sell online too. Yeah, man, that Dymo printer, man, that thing is, I love that damn machine. Love it. That thing just, I mean, it just, man, it's just not, and no ink. I don't know how does that even work? I was going to print something on the thing and it don't even use ink. That thing is lovely. That thing has saved me so much time. Now I think about back when I was printing that out on the printer, I was like, oh my God, can you imagine how much time I was wasting? Sure was. My whole thing is with everything. What can save me time? That's all I think about. I can't, especially when it comes to business. Oh yeah, that's all I think about. I'm like, okay, what part of this is time consuming? Okay, what can we do the same kind of production or whatever with in a shorter amount of time? This thing, oh, it costs that. Okay, let's get it. So I said, LJ is a calculator breaking the mathematics down to everyone, especially slaves. I love it, man. And those of you know, the other aliens, you guys know I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm telling you, I'm SMD. I'm just on the mic. That's it. I don't know anything more than the other SMD family know. They know we're all the same. We just got different areas of what we do, but the core is just basic mathematics. That's all we understand. Okay. When we talk to each other, we all know that the core is basic mathematics. You got to trust math. Okay. Then we go from there. That's how it works. Long as you trust math, you will understand wherever SMD part of their life they're doing and their masters in, you will know they're telling you mathematically true ways of how to do it. Hermano says, I'm also helping my girl start a business. She started with $80,000 student loans, but she's paying $2K a month to get rid of it. Hey, congratulations. 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 That's how you do it. That's how you start. Just keep doing it. Don't look back. Enigma says it's a thermal printer. Okay, it uses heat to print. That's how dynamos work. Okay, it's a thermal printer. Okay. So, oh, it's almost like it burns it onto the paper. Is that what it do? It's like a burn mark. Anyway, I just think it's amazing. It's amazing. Now they got others out there, but I asked my friend the dude that has the sneaker channel, right? What he uses because he runs that sneaker business, and I'm like, okay, I know he's got some quality stuff because you can just look around him. You can see that he got in his videos, he got all the quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? Macs, stuff like that, Mac screens. Mac is the best, right? That's why they're so expensive, but they save you so much time because everything just works, right? That's it. I went from a PC to a Mac so quick. Once I got to a Mac, I was like, oh, once you get a Mac, it ain't no going back. There is no going back. I'm not ever going back to a PC ever. What's up, Autumn Trees? More than likely, the heat makes changes in the label. Okay. All right. But any questions? Any questions? Any questions? One more. I'm gonna put it up there one more time for the link, and then we're just gonna call it a day. Debt Free Advice Fridays. This is where your questions will be answered about personal finances mathematically. Okay. All all questions will be answered mathematically. mathematically. On the tree says, yeah, I think quality over quantity is way better. MacBooks are more expensive, but they last way longer. They sure do. I mean, when I get Macs, I keep them for years before I change. I mean, it's just like years. It's not like every year. It's like years until they say, "Hey, damn." There's sometimes where they say, "Hey, this upgraded OS won't run on it." I'm like, "Okay, I guess it's time to change it." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even have to have virus software on my Mac. I don't even have to have virus software. I mean, I only go to certain places when I browse, but I don't test the theory because I'm sure some get on there. But I don't have to have virus software on my Mac. Wow, 2011. You've been had yours for a while for sure. Now, I think mine now is a 17. No, I don't know. I gotta look up the number. I have no idea. It's almost time because I got a broke key on my laptop, and they want like if I want to get that fixed, I gotta pay $300 something to get it fixed. I'm like, damn, I might as well just go ahead and buy me a new Mac. Because you can't just hand. It's not like you could just like something break on your laptop. It's not like you can just hand it to the repairman and fix it. That's your whole life. Plus, all your stuff is on it. Now you gotta before you give it to them, you got to remove all your stuff because you don't know who's going to browse through your shit and look at it and log. Because you got to remember your accounts are locked in there because they're going to need your password to get into the Mac, right? That means they have access to all your stuff on your Mac. And I just can't drop my laptop off and do that, right? So I would have to upload everything or download everything to a drive and then erase it and then hand it over. Oh God, this is a big hassle. I might as well do that to get a brand new Mac and do that and then get it fixed and then sell it. If it's even worth that. All right. So any questions on Debt Free Advice Fridays? Debt Free Advice Fridays. Let's see. Elmano says, do you invest while you're saving for a house? Do I personally? No. No, the only person I'm investing in is me. That's it. Nothing outside of me. Tree says, if you do decide to get a new try Macari or eBay, I got mine for over 1,000 less than retail. It's brand new. Oh, okay. You're talking about Max. Okay, I got you. Macari or eBay. I got mine over $1,000 less than retail. And it was brand new. Gotcha. Okay, I'm with you now. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been on eBay in a while. I gotta get back. I gotta check out eBay because since Amazon came, I just kind of drifted off of eBay. Any questions? Any questions? All right. Well, we're gonna take an end to this, and I will see you tomorrow on Q&A Sundays. I'm unsure of the time yet because I do other things too. So you guys have a wonderful Friday evening. All right. Talk to you later.